Wow, what a week.
Wow. My goodness.
You had an amazing East Bay League tournament, not tournament, but regular season final.
Final, yep, that's right. That's
That
right.
was a great game.
And then the Dub Cal final on Friday.
Yep.
Wow. Oh my
so
God.
we're in the shift from regular season games. I mean, well, starting to. We're going to go from the regular season to the league tournaments for some of these leagues. East Bay League baseball, East Bay League softball, the Dub Cal.
The West Alameda County.
Yes, the WAC for both
WAC.
baseball and softball.
That's right.
And we have a really big series to talk about in the Bay Valley League.
That's right.
And that could determine the regular season title.
Yes.
For both baseball and softball, as a matter of fact. But welcome to the Cover Cal High podcast. I'm your host, Jake Vanderbrook, alongside Adrian Soriano. So, all right, we're talking about the shift. A lot of great games that we had last week. We have a regular season champ that has made the pull for softball. But first, let's start off with baseball. Take it away, Adrian.
Oh, we had a big shakeup with baseball. So let's start off with De La Salle number 1, Sarah number 2, who won the West Catholic Athletic League regular season title. Regular season.
So technically, that's back-to-back regular season titles.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is back-to-back league titles.
Because last year they shared the regular season title with Valley Christian.
That's right. Los Gatos number 3, who clinched the De Anza League title last week via their win over Milpitas last week.
LG
And
should be a D1 team.
I think they'll be D1 team. They'll be D1 team. Valley Christian number 4, St. Ignatius number 5. Granada drops all the way down to 6 because they did beat Livermore the first time.
Big week for SI.
Big week for SI. They swept St. Francis, and then Granada lost to Livermore at home.
That's correct.
Wow, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
That was game 2 of the
that
two
was
game
game
set.
2 of the set. Yep.
I covered the first game, and it was 18-4.
Yeah, I think we covered the wrong game, but that's okay. That's all right. We never know. Lee number 7, Heritage 8, St. Francis 9, and Menlo Atherton number 10.
Okay, yeah. I mean, talk about the week that Granada had. I mean, that's rivalry week, and they really brought that energy. Come Wednesday. And I mean, what we saw from Mikey Boyd, he was outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, he was having knock after knock. As a matter of fact, in the first inning, he had a 3-run bomb, and as a matter of fact, they scored 6 runs, I believe, in the first inning. Yeah, and then 8 in the third. I mean, they were rolling, and it looked like, oh my gosh, Granada's here. And
then all of a sudden,
they're a legitimate team.
Yeah, they are,
no
of course.
question about it. And then the next day, it's like, really, 1-0?
I mean, it happens. That's baseball, though, man. That's baseball, right?
That. Yeah.
So, I mean, is it a wake-up call for Granada? I mean, we said that when they lost to Alameda, right? So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You got to give credit to Livermore, though.
Oh, and they lost. Didn't they lose to Dublin? No, they swept Dublin. They lost Foothill. That's right.
And I believe that was on a walk-off.
That was on a walk-off, and we thought that was a wake-up call.
I think with the way Livermore responded the day after, you lose 18-4, and then next thing you know, you come out with a big win over your rivals. I think that speaks a lot of volume, and just talk about, hey, it is what it is. Let's just bounce back the next day. And you got to have a short-term memory, especially when it comes to the end of the regular season into the postseason. And I thought Livermore did a good job doing that. And that was a huge victory for Livermore to take game 2 of that 2-game set.
Yeah, and I think they have the week off this week, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But I think it's only the top 2 or the top 4 teams get into the league tournament. So they have the week off to really rest and recover and really get ready for the playoff push. Hey man, it's the last week of the regular season, man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
We have finally arrived.
Yep. We finally arrived. With the East Bay League tournament for baseball, who do you like coming out on top in that?
I will always say it's Granada, right? Granada is my favorite, but De La Salle is right behind Granada, right? Listen, these two teams, man, they play a good game almost every time they play each other, right? But can De La Salle finally beat Granada? I mean, we're just assuming these two teams will play on Thursday for the East Bay League tournament title. can De La Salle finally beat Granada?
If I recall correctly, De La Salle won the regular season title
Last year?
No, this year.
This year, regular season?
They are considered the 1 seed.
Yes.
And then Granada would be the 2 seed.
Yes, that's right. That's right. But, De La Salle has not beaten Granada in what? They didn't beat them this year, not last year either. So,
Yep.
Can they get the monkey off their backs?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that was really good for De La Salle to get Granada early.
Yeah.
Get them early in the season, learn from it, even though they lost that game. It's a great learning curve to be like, okay, this is what they got. This is what they can do.
Yeah.
And, you learn from that, and you dive more into league play throughout the remainder of the season, and then you get here to the tournament. Because it wouldn't be a surprise if these two teams face each other in the tournament for the East Bay League.
That's right.
And then there's a chance that they could see each other in
the
the
NCS
postseason.
final, yeah. So
Or even NorCal, for goodness sake.
I mean, hey, we didn't expect them to face each other in NorCal last year, and then guess what? They faced each other in NorCal. So, yeah, you know what? Here we go, man. I think Granada should still be the favorite, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, listen, it's 1-0 to Livermore, right? I know they went down in the poll, but it's baseball. Anybody can beat anyone, right? So, I guess Granada's bats wasn't really on the second game. So that's the way it is, man. That's the way it is. It happens to every team.
Granada's going to bounce back.
Absolutely.
They're going to bounce back. They're
Absolutely.
fine. They're fine. They're going to get set for the league tournament. And, hey, I mean, the Matadors, they can heat up at any moment. And we definitely saw that on Wednesday, putting up 18 runs.
I mean, 18 runs. That's tough to do. Especially, this is Livermore's, better team in the past, 5 years or so?
Yeah.
There's no shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, make our way to the softball poll.
All right, softball. Here we go. St. Francis 1, Willow Glen 2, Castro Valley 3, Liberty 4, Valley Christian 5, Cappuccino 6, Clayton Valley 7, Carondelet finally makes her poll at 8, California goes down to 9, and Mills still at number 10.
Yep, and so Castro Valley, they already clinched the regular season.
They clinched the regular season, that's right.
With that win over Alameda. You can check the highlights of that game on our YouTube. Liberty can clinch
just by winning.
You just got to win one game.
Win one game.
And they face Heritage. We're going to be covering game 1 of that 2-game set tomorrow
That's right.
at Liberty. But yeah, Carondelet. I mean, this
wow.
is a good call. You got to put him on the poll.
Yeah,
and that was a huge week for them. So not only did they beat California to win,
they beat Foothill.
They beat yeah.
And no.
That is very hard to do.
They didn't just beat Foothill. They 10-run Foothill, and they shut down Foothill's offense. They gave up, or Schultens gave up no runs against Foothill, 2 runs against Cal. I mean, technically, 1 run until the 7th inning.
1 earned run, right?
But they did give up 2 runs, 1 in the 7th inning. So, wow. Okay, Carondelet, man, we have been sleeping on this team all season long.
When you shot
man.
Carondelet against Cal, what was the one thing that drew your attention?
Honestly, I think Cal had the bases loaded in the first, and they got 0 runs in. And I think that really set the tone for that game, right? And the momentum. Had Cal scored at least 2 runs, I think the game would have been completely different, right? But, obviously Schultens really buckled down, and she got out of that bases loaded jam in the first, and, Carondelet got the ball bounced their way. Let's just say that. The ball bounced Carondelet's way, and Cal, they had runners on the bases all game long, and the big hit just didn't come. The big hit just didn't come until the 7th inning, but at that point, they were up, or they were down 9-1 in the 7th. So again, it's just the ball bouncing one team's way, and not being able to get the big hit. And actually, they didn't even have their starter Gabriela Nudo. She didn't start the game. I'm not sure why, but she did come in the 4th inning. So I guess you can factor that in too. And it's senior day, right? Everyone's very, very emotional.
Sure.
Just a lot of things going on that day, But again, it's softball. Anybody can beat anybody.
Right.
I'm not panicking with California at all.
No, absolutely
not.
No,
I don't care if it's
absolutely not.
9-2.
Right.
I don't care.
Right. Yeah, it just didn't go their way.
No.
and they get prepared for the East Bay League tournament.
Yeah.
And you know who had a really big week to punch their ticket into the EBAL tournament?
Who?
Livermore.
Yeah, well,
Livermore. That was
Casey Norton
huge.
is back.
She's back.
So, here we go. Here we go again,
Yep.
man. Oh, my gosh.
And I believe the first round is Livermore at Carondelet.
Oh, my God.
I think that's going to be a great game.
And you know what? And you shot that game, but Casey wasn't pitching that game.
Right. Casey was out, and it was Lainey Makoski. She had to go 10 innings.
Yeah, Lane will not be pitching.
She'll be
on
at short.
Tuesday. She'll be at shortstop. So, again, that's another interesting factor, right?
Right.
What is Carondelet going to do at the plate with Casey Norton, who's a better pitcher? No disrespect to Lane, but, Casey is your girl in
That's
the
ace,
circle.
right?
Right. So, what are they going to do? We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And,
Should be interesting.
it should definitely
and then
be
the winner
interesting.
of that game plays the winner of Foothill Cal.
That's another interesting game. Oh, my goodness. California, I think I said this with Granada losing to Foothill a few weeks ago. This is Cal's wake-up call right here last week. That was their wake-up call.
So Willow Glen, they are having an outstanding
Yes, they
season.
are.
They're undefeated.
They are still undefeated.
23 consecutive wins.
Yes.
Still at number 2, and they've been chilling at number 2 for a good
Yes.
while. When does it come into play when Willow Glen would take that one spot? I mean, they've been winning game after game after game.
Yeah.
Does St. Francis have to do something in order
No, I
for-
mean, listen, the only way Willow Glen goes to number 1 is if St. Francis loses this week or if they lose in the playoffs.
Okay.
Right? That's the only way Willow Glen would get to number 1. And again, nothing against Willow Glen, right? Like I said, 23-0.
Right.
I don't care if
That's hard to
you're
do.
a A-League team, B-League team, or C-League team.
Right.
Being 23-0 at this point of the season is hard. I don't
Right.
care which opponent you play. You could play, the San Jose's of the world or Independences of the world. But listen, no opponent, no game.
Right.
Right? And being undefeated at this point is hard. It's just St. Francis is still St. Francis.
Right. Yep.
Right.
And we're going to shoot St. Francis again later this week as
Against
they're
Valley
going to be
Christian.
taking on Valley Christian. I think that game is at Valley Christian.
Yes, it is. It
St.
is at Valley
Francis
Christian.
won the first meeting 9-2 a couple weeks ago.
Yes, and Valley was up at one point.
Yeah.
Then St. Francis said, all right, let's wake up, and ended up beating Valley Christian.
I think that game's going to be a lot closer than it was the first meeting.
I believe so too. But again, we said that about Carondelet and Callan. It wasn't really.
Yeah, Carondelet brought
So,
the bats that game.
They really brought the
really
bat. And
did.
you know what? It wasn't like solid hits for Carondelet. It's just small ball. Small ball really worked in their favor
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so this is going to be an exciting week. I mean, with the
Yeah.
tournaments coming up, with the West Alameda County,
Yes.
with Castro Valley, let's see what they can do. Let's see what Alameda can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is going to be a very exciting week for league tournaments, especially.
And you know what, Jake? Technically, we are officially in the playoffs, at least for baseball and softball.
Yeah,
We are officially
We
in the
are.
playoffs.
we are. But we do have some games that are the regular season is winding down.
Yes.
And that is going to be the Bay Valley League for baseball. And this is a really big game. I
Yes,
mean,
it
nothing
is.
like a rivalry with Heritage and Liberty. I mean,
That's
if
right.
you look at Liberty from last season to now, it's a complete 180.
Yeah.
Last year they were 3-5 in league.
Yes.
And they've had a remarkable season. They enter this week unbeaten in league play, 8-0.
yeah.
Heritage right behind them, 7-1.
And you know what? If Liberty wins, they are the sole champions of the Bay
That
Valley.
is correct.
So, you know what, Jake? I just got reminded of last season with Los Gatos and Los Altos. And I think that was a crumble game, and I covered that game.
Yep.
And all Los Altos had to do was win the first game,
Yep.
and they were going to be league champions, and LG ended up beating them the first game.
And as a matter of fact,
And we ended up shooting game 2
Okay.
because that was for the league title, and Los Gatos won that one. So,
okay, so this is what I'm going to ask
Oh
you.
my
So,
gosh.
if Heritage takes game 1
uh,
tomorrow or on Tuesday, I
Yeah.
should say, They're going to face each other again later in the week
At Heritage.
at Heritage. Do we shoot that?
Oh my God! You know what? We may have to, man.
I was going to say.
Have to. We may have to, man.
Right.
We may have to find a way to shoot 17 games.
I mean, with Liberty, with the season that they're having is outstanding.
It
Like I
is.
mentioned, the complete 180 compared from last year to this year. It's just phenomenal. No question about it. I mean, Chase Formosa, he is only a sophomore, and he is raking in the Bears box. 437, 33 knocks, 17 RBIs, and he's just doing this as a sophomore.
Sophomore. Wow.
And with Liberty, they have a ton of pitching.
Yeah.
They have a lot of great pitchers out there.
And so does Heritage.
Yeah, and Formosa is one of those pitchers.
Yeah.
They have Chase Formosa. They have Tristan Ainsworth, Jake Farr, Miles Cornell, who I believe is a freshman. I mean, they got a lot of young talent on this Liberty squad.
Man, I cannot believe. Well, it's the last week of the season, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining.
But Heritage. They're going to bring the bats.
I know. See, that's why.
And you've covered Heritage, if I recall correctly.
Did I cover? No, I don't.
Against
think I
Freedom, didn't you?
No, I don't think I covered Heritage yet
thought
this
you
year.
did.
No, we didn't end up covering that game. I think we didn't cover that game.
But
I think-
either way, you got.
Hey, Robert.
Maybe it was
no,
Robert.
Maybe it was Robert.
Maybe it was Robert.
Yes, right. Heritage and Benicia.
That's right.
Robert shot that game
Yeah,
earlier this year.
they got Jack Guevara.
Yeah.
He's hitting 520, 26 knocks, 20 ribbies. Tyler Williams having a great season with 29 knocks. He leads the team in hits, if I recall correctly. And then Alonso Alvarez hitting 500 with 26 knocks.
And isn't JJ Kinnaird still on that team?
JJ, yes.
There you go, man.
And just a senior. He's pitching very well. I don't know if he'll go tomorrow.
He'll go either
later in
tomorrow
the
or
week.
Thursday, right?
Yeah.
And it's also our Chick-fil-A game.
Yes.
Yep, featuring the brand new Chick-fil-A location in Brentwood.
Exciting stuff.
Thank you very much to Evan Hawthorne for providing chicken sandwiches to both teams.
Great.
Rivalry game for the league title. What else? How can you top that?
Yeah, you really can't.
Maybe game 2.
Okay. What will it take for Liberty to take home the
Gotta
Bay
get the
Valley
big hit,
League?
man. Get the big hit and pitch well. That's it. It's same thing for Heritage, right? Who can execute when the game is on the line? That's gonna come down to that. I don't think this is gonna be a high-scoring game. I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I'm not gonna pick who's gonna win this game, but I think it will be a low-scoring game.
I'm not making a pick.
Yeah, I'm not making a pick either.
I'm going to say 4-3.
Okay. Yeah, that's a low-scoring game. That's a low-scoring game.
I'm going to say 4-3. Not going to choose a team.
I'm not
though.
choosing a team either, man.
Okay.
But I will say it's just low-scoring. That's it.
You know what's exciting?
What?
When high school baseball players have the opportunity to play at a major league ballpark,
Man.
like Oracle Park.
That is insane, man. And you know what?
I love the City League title game.
And you know what? Big shout out to the San Francisco Giants, right? Really opening up their baseball stadium to the City League, right? It's a rare opportunity for a lot of these kids, right?
Right.
Some kids don't even get to do that in high school. So, and
Absolutely.
they get to do this
For
almost
some,
every
this
year.
is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Exactly.
Except if you're the Lowell Cardinals.
Well, they were there last year.
They were there last year. They were there the year before, and then they were there the year
Before
prior when I was there.
That's right. That was your first.
That was my first year here was my first City League title game.
Wow.
It was Lincoln and Washington. As a matter of fact,
Washington won that game.
Washington pulled off the upset, and ever since then, Lowell has won the City League title, and come later this week, they could win their third consecutive City League title.
Yeah, and you're not shooting this game, unfortunately.
It will be Nikon.
It will be Nikon, and he asked for us. Of course, I'm gonna give it to him.
Sure.
But I'm gonna pick Lowell for this game. They beat Lincoln twice already this season. I think they only played twice.
3 times.
3 times, so they beat
Yep.
them all 3 times.
2 of those 3 games were really close.
It was really close, right?
3-2, 4-2, and then the other game was 11-2.
And that's the game that we shot, I think. This is becoming a trend. I think for me, it's like I picked the wrong games to put
You
on
did,
the show.
I will say you did pick the right Freedom Liberty matchup.
Did it really?
Yes, you did, because Thursday those 2 teams faced in
Oh,
softball.
it was not good, huh?
Liberty won 10-0.
Oh well, I mean, at least we
It's
got that.
Hit and miss, hit and miss.
God.
But, yeah, I think this is exciting. And if I recall correctly, Washington lost to Lowell 3 times back in
beat 'em.
2022,
And beat him in the city.
and
League
then
final.
beat him in the City League final.
Man,
A lot can happen.
Exactly.
A lot can happen, but I will say, going into this matchup, Lowell has the advantage. And, I mean, when you have a guy named Emerson Sakai, who's been having an outstanding season, hitting .455, leads the team with knocks, I mean, this is a good Lowell team. They're really good.
They are
and
good.
Year after year after year, I mean, whoever they have out there for the roster, I mean, they continue to get the job done. And you got to give a lot of credit to Daryl Simeon.
That's right.
You got to give him his flowers.
Yeah, he's a great coach, and he's been there for so long, right? He's been there for so long. And there's a reason why he's been there for so long. He does a really good job, really coaching these kids and really, really just having these kids compete every single pitch. Every single pitch.
But I know for a fact that Lincoln is they're going to put up a
Lincoln's going to put up a good fight, man.
Right.
There are no pushovers.
Right. And last year, these 2 teams faced each other.
That's right.
Lowell went on to win. But, maybe Lincoln, I think they're going to come out with that energy. It's like, you know what? It's revenge time.
Yeah, again.
So what? The regular season is the regular season.
Exactly.
Hey, what matters is now. Winner of
Exactly.
this game goes to NorCal.
Yep. So again, right? It's baseball, anything can happen. Sometimes, listen, man, we can have the Yankees. The Yankees lost to the A's, man. Which we should have swept the A's. We're Yankees fans, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's why I'm saying this now. But that's what it is with baseball, right? We should have swept the A's, and we lost game 2 last weekend. So that's baseball.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Let's go back to the high school baseball.
We will go back to high school baseball.
But Nicholas Chu, outstanding season for that mighty Mustang. 338, 27 knocks, 21 rubies.
Listen, he's got to produce at the plate. I think he's got to produce at the plate on Wednesday.
Yeah.
For Lincoln to have a chance, and they're
they
pitching.
have to get off to a hot start. If you want to take down this Lowell team, you have to get off to a fast start.
They got to strike first. They have to strike first.
They have to strike first. Or else Lowell's going to get you. They're going to catch you sleeping.
Exactly.
And, those Cardinals are going to deliver. I think this is going to be a great game, just like 2 of the 3 games. I could see this being a 6-5 ball game.
I'll go. You know what? I'll go 7-4. 7-4 Lowell.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pick this game.
I think this game's going to be a lot closer. And
6-5.
The reason why I say that is because some of these kids have never played at Oracle Park.
Yes.
And, when you play at a big league ballpark like Oracle, I mean, something with the jitters. I mean, you could be a little nervous. It's a championship game. Winner goes on the NorCal. The other team, not so much. Their season's done for the most part.
I think you may be right about that.
For the most part.
I think so. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because the section is so small.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's do or die.
It is do or die.
It is do or die. And I think, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw errors from both teams,
just jitters, right?
Yeah, jitters, right. So I'm going to say 6-5.
Yeah, and I don't blame you for going 6-5, right? Listen, this could easily be a 10-0 game too, right?
Right.
So, or it could easily be a 2-1 game. We just don't know, right? But Lowell is the favorite, but Lincoln, they're not pushovers, man.
Right.
No pushovers.
Yeah, and shout out JoJo Serrano. He's been helping out with the baseball team at Lincoln.
Oh wow!
And
all right.
He just got promoted as the new varsity head coach for football. So, shout out to
congratulations! Congratulations, coach. Oh
Good
my
friend,
goodness.
good friend of mine, big fan of the show, by the way.
Oh
So
wow.
shout out to JoJo right
We'll
there.
see them next year when they play Balboa
Oh yeah,
probably.
100%,
Or
100%.
Lowell. Lowell football is actually pretty good too, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that league, yeah.
For sure. Time now for our views from the lens, our best moments from
Oh my god.
last week. Take it away, my man.
Well, I'm going to go with St. Ignatius on senior day on Friday, and originally we were going to shoot game 1. We ended up shooting game 2. First of all, wow, what a crazy, crazy game. Nick Chow did well on the mound, 9 strikeouts, gave up 3 runs, but that's SI, right? SI St. Francis. Then bottom of the 7th, man, 3-3. I mean, bases loaded. AJ Weininger, a grand slam to end it, to end league
He's gonna
play.
remember that for the rest of
Oh
his
my
life right
God!
there.
You know what I had to do, Jake. You know what I had to do. So I got back to the office because I had to send the show, right? I had to go back to the office, and I had literally had to watch a little bit of like walk-off home run calls on YouTube just to inspire me. Like I don't know how am I gonna call this. This is tough, man. I don't want to mess this up. So I ended up going with like a Vince Scully kind of call from like with Kirk Gibson. She is gone. That, but I can't do the Vince Scully like Vince Scully. But I tried. But what a crazy game! What a crazy moment that was. I mean, listen, St. Francis, SI, Valley, Sarah, Bellarmine. I'll put Bellarmine there. They had close games against some of these teams earlier this year.
Did Bellarmine beat Mitty?
I think they did.
Okay.
Yeah, Mitty's kind of down this year.
I think those are the 5 teams that are going to represent Dub Cal in the D1 bracket.
You think there's going to be 5 teams?
I think there's going to be 5.
Oh, my God. I'll go Bellarmine. Honestly,
if Bellarmine is not in D1, they will
I think
most
they'll be
likely
D3.
I was going to say D2.
Yeah, you can make a case for D2. I think they'll be like a number 1 seed in D3.
I'm going to say mid-pack for D2 if they're not in D1.
But like 4 or 5 seed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's perfect for them too, right? So,
Right.
yeah, that's my view from the lens.
You had a walk-off. I had a walk-off on Tuesday and with Freedom and Liberty. And this was a great game. And going into the bottom of the 7th, Freedom was up.
3-2, right?
I believe it was 5-3.
Oh, 5-3?
5-3.
Wow.
Bottom of the 7th. And, Liberty just trying to get the bats going. And Taylor Jennings really started the rally.
Yeah.
With a leadoff knock right up the middle. And then there was 1 out. There was another runner on first. And Kelsey Skaggs going into that bat had no knocks in that game.
Yeah.
And, tough game. She was having a tough game, battling. And then, hey, when she needs to step up, she will step up. I mean, there's a reason why she's going the UNLV.
Yeah.
And she hit a moonshot. Dead center.
Wow.
Kissed that ball goodbye. And that tied the game right there. That's where Liberty had the momentum.
Yeah.
And then going into the bottom of the 8th inning, they were able to get runners in scoring position. All they needed was 1. And Kylie McKinney was able to deliver with a huge knockout the left. Huge win for Liberty. And Freedom had that game.
Freedom should have won that game. They should have won that game.
I think that game tells you that Freedom can play with some of these big teams.
Absolutely. I mean,
and I would not be surprised. I said it last week that, okay, maybe they're going to be a Division II team. And it's very possible that they will be. It's very possible.
I mean, for their sake,
they can play with these D1 teams.
Yeah,
absolutely. If they have the outing like they did on Tuesday, I can see them competing with these D1 teams. Absolutely.
And you know what? There's a reason why they participate in the Livermore Stampede. Yeah, they got killed by Whitney, and they got killed by Livermore, and I think they lost to Alameda.
No, they tied with Alameda.
They tied with Alameda.
Right.
I mean, look, you can get killed in the Stampede, but listen, it's the experience of playing a tough team. And you know what? And I'll share this real quick. I shot Berean Christian baseball last Monday, and coach was like, you know what? Listen, our record doesn't look as good, but we're playing Heritage and
Right.
and the foothills of the world. And I was telling him like, dude, I would much rather have okay record, but you're playing playoff type teams and
Right.
have playoff type games because it's gonna help you in terms of experience. And when the game is on the line in the playoffs, you know exactly how to deal with it, right? Slow heartbeat. You're not jittery. You're not antsy and all that stuff. Right? I would rather have those games to really prepare you for the playoffs. And lo and behold, here we are. We're a week away from the playoffs.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I know.
It's
Oh
crazy.
my
Freedom's
goodness.
gonna be okay.
Freedom will be, and for their sake, I think they should be in D2,
Yeah.
right? They got a way better shot at winning an NCS title in Division 2, right? Because again, you look at Division 1, that's a gauntlet in itself, right? It does not get easy.
Castro Valley.
Cal.
You're gonna have like 6 East Bay League teams
Exactly.
for softball in
Yeah,
there.
Liberty,
Liberty will be in there.
Casa Grande will be in there too.
Yeah.
So, again, we'll see what
We
happens.
don't know what
We'll see
to
what happens.
expect.
I cannot wait for. Well, I mean, we're in the playoffs. I'm shooting a championship game this week too. So
You are. You are.
in the Oakland League in San Leandro Ballpark. So,
Yeah.
but next week, well, let's just get through this week. It is also banquet week.
Yeah, we will not be doing a podcast.
No podcast next Monday,
We're gonna be
guys.
slammed with the banquet.
Yeah,
With preparing for the banquet.
and we'll have a feature
putting it
about
all
that.
together, and we're gonna have a feature on the banquet.
That's
so
right.
We're gonna be putting that together. So we are gonna be very busy with the banquet.
Exactly.
And so we decided to not do a podcast next Monday, but
Yeah.
we'll be back the week after as we're gonna be diving through
Semifinals and
semifinals.
championship games, man. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait, man. I need my popcorn.
It's exciting stuff, Adrian. It's
Popcorn.
exciting stuff. And
Yes, it is.
all right, I'm done.
I'm done, man. We gotta get to our banquet prep.
Yep. Yep. Safe to say, you've been covered.
All right, see you in 2 weeks.